Hi everyone, Purple Celery here. Welcome back to my channel. Happy 2021. I hope that everybody had a great holiday season, or as great as can be expected under these circumstances. But without further ado, today I'm going to be reviewing the Doctor Who New Year's Day special, Revolution of the Daleks. There will be spoilers for this video, so you might want to watch it first before proceeding further with it. So Revolution of the Daleks sees US billionaire Jack Robertson team up with the British politician Joe Patterson to essentially create a fleet of Daleks who will serve as the Earth's security. Now, I thought there were several clever ideas in this episode. I liked how the Doctor saved the day by essentially turning the Daleks against each other, so the SS Daleks versus the security fleet Daleks. I also thought it was very clever how she used the other TARDIS as a trap to lure in all the SS Daleks at the end. I thought there were some good action scenes in this episode. The special effects were superb, but my two favourite scenes were actually the ones between Captain Jack and Yaz and the Doctor and Ryan. Now, it was very interesting in this episode to sort of get the two contrasting attitudes with Yaz and Ryan. It was interesting how, Yaz was really missing the Doctor. She was obviously still very, very keen to keep on travelling with the Doctor, but Ryan was kind of over the whole travelling in the TARDIS thing, and he just wanted to stay on Earth because he felt like a new sense of purpose. I feel like in some ways companions who travel with the Doctor end up falling into two or possibly three categories. So category number one is the one that Clara and Rose and like most new companions fall into. And it's essentially that they kind of, fall in love with the lifestyle, fall in love a little bit with the Doctor himself or herself. They basically want to keep on travelling with the Doctor until they're somehow prevented from doing so. Category two is where the companions get a bit jaded with the whole travelling with the Doctor thing, and they want to stay on Earth because I guess they feel a sense of purpose there. So in that category, I think that we can put Ryan and possibly companions like Martha and Mickey as well. Category number three is an interesting one. I'd say the category three is where the companions want to stay on Earth, or they want to leave the TARDIS, but it's because they want a more simple, less complicated life. So I would put the old school companions such as Ian and Barbara into that category. I also feel in the new episodes that maybe like Amy and Rory were kind of getting to that category as well. Now on to Captain Jack. I love seeing Jack back again, and his line to Graham about, hello you silver fox, made me laugh out loud. I did feel, however, that his reunion with the Doctor did feel a little bit rushed. I also felt that once he'd broken the Doctor out of the Jadoon prison, he almost felt like a little bit sidelined, I guess. As for the Doctor, it was also interesting to hear her tell Ryan that she felt angry about the fact that she wasn't who she thought who she was, and obviously that's like an allusion to the events of the Timeless Children, when she discovered that she had like all those previous lives before she was the Doctor. I really do hope that she takes Ryan's advice and basically finds out who she is, but like at the same time, keeps on being the Doctor. Moving on to Ryan and Graham's departure, let me just say that I'm so glad that the Doctor gave them a hug, gave them the psychic paper. To me, that suggests a whole bunch of spin-off stories starring Ryan and Graham. I also felt that Graham really came into his own during that final scene with them in the TARDIS together. You could really sense the internal conflict. He really wanted to keep on travelling with the Doctor on one hand, but at the end of the day, he was never ever going to abandon his grandson Ryan. I did, however, have a few quibbles with this episode. So in the opening scene where the guy is poisoned at the truck stop by the lady who is presumably working for Jack Robinson, who wants to get his hands on that Dalek casing. How did they know that the guy would stop at that particular truck stop? Unless, of course, there's like a whole bunch of people who Robertson had planted at various stops along the route. But yeah, that was just, I don't know, a little bit strange. And similarly, my other question is, why did the Doctor essentially allow Jack Robertson to get away scot-free? I mean, he's done some terrible things. He was about to betray the entire human race to the Daleks, and the Doctor basically just lets him go with no punishment. That just doesn't really sound right to me. Thirdly, how come no one noticed the disappearance of like all the builders and like all the scientists who are helping to clone the Dalek creatures? I mean, like a whole bunch of humans were being turned into goo and no one notices the thing. And fourthly and lastly, and this is more of a question for people in the UK, is it possible technically to become the leader of a party at the same time as becoming Prime Minister? In practice, surely people would like want to know who they're voting for as Prime Minister. So yeah, that element seemed a little bit strange to me, but you know, I am in Australia, so you know, could be different over there, who knows? Overall, I thought the Revolution of the Daleks was a fun and fast episode, but there was a certain hollow feeling about it. It was as hollow as a Dalek casing without the Dalek creature inside, I guess you might say. And I'm trying to put my finger on why I feel this way. Like I guess it could be because there was like a lot happening, maybe like a little bit too much happening. Possibly also because all the elements seemed to be, to me, to be a little bit familiar. Like there was nothing really new or innovative, I guess, about this episode. It could also be because, like as I said earlier, Captain Jack also felt like a little bit sidelined. Yeah, I really don't know. I feel like this wasn't the greatest Doctor Who episode ever, but having said that, it was far from the worst. I'd probably give this maybe a 6 or a 7 out of 10. I'm going to be generous and say 7. But anyway, these are just my thoughts. What did you guys think of the episode? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. What would you rate it? And if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back sometime soon with more videos. Until then, take it easy and I'll see you soon. This is Purple Celery, over and out. Thank you for watching.